Hello everyone. I'm very proud to be here at TED and to have the possibility to share with you my ideas and my vision. Well, I'm co-founder and the project manager of Digital Distillery, which is an enterprise based in Milan. We work on integrated communication. This is the possibility to match, merge, and analyze and share different kind of contents we can receive from our customers, or we can create through our research to produce new contents and new products. Today I will talk to you about one of the strategies we use to create innovation, that is immersive storytelling. It is two things basically. The first one is the possibility to open your mind, the chance we have to look from different point of views. If we have sufficient open mind to accept the other views, we can meet every day. And second thing, it's the possibility to really taste the world, to know the world from a different experience, like children do when they listen to their mother telling their good night story. They are completely immersed in that kind of content and language. So, well, we use immersive storytelling to try to disseminate cultural heritage, basically social or natural heritage. So very different kind of content is not the only one. And trying to do this, we realize this is a technique really underused today. But if you can manage it, you can produce economic growth. So what is basically an immersive story? What is immersive storytelling? Well, we consider it as the possibility to observe a process, just putting it inside a broader frame. So considering many elements, not just one element, not just one view on things. So, for example, when we play video games, or when we play a classic game like chess in Western countries, or maybe Go game in Far Eastern countries like China, Japan, Korea, well, we are doing basically a full immersion. We are really concentrating on it. Many times it happens with books as well. If you're used to read books, you know when you read a book, you are completely inside the story. If the book is a good one, it works. Well, playing chess means having a double view, the inner view and the outer view. You need to be conscious of your move, and you need to be aware about your opponent moves. So this is pretty clear in Go games, for example, where the table is a bit different from chess, but the game implies that you need to focus on a single area to win the game. But if you focus only on that area and you don't focus on the wall, probably your opponent is taking all the table and you're lost. So, well, the master level players know that they need to be conscious of everything happening while they are doing something, playing a game or doing a work. So this is very, very clear in martial arts. For example, the master level player, as well as artists in art, when painting, sculpturing, or doing other activities, they know their breath, they know how their body moves, they know how a single part of it moves, for example, a hand or a feet, and they can control all these elements together. So this is a real power because it's being conscious of yourself when doing something. So, well, now we have the storyteller. So it's a conscious people, a conscious person who knows how his mind and senses can work together. But we need to focus now on the story. The story is formed by two main elements. The first one is the content. Content is the king. But we have another element, this is emotion. We always work with the two of them, both of them together, not with only one. Content without moving emotion is an empty content. So they need to be close one to the other. if we tell something that is not interesting for our emotion, it doesn't work. Think about history at school, for example. Many times are taught events, dates, facts, people, names. This is only, they learn it basically just to pass an exam. After that, after school time, after university, if you propose people to do something related to history, it is like, oh no, please, I'm done with school. This is the result. And same with emotion. Sometimes we feel something, we feel an emotion. We used to say, for example, I watched a movie, I went to the cinema, and that movie made me cry. I don't know why. So, well, there are some emotion, but maybe they are just emotion without a concrete meaning behind. So these two elements need to work together to produce a result. But let's return to content for a while. Content is not just content. Content is a content inside a frame. And this is very important because we can have many different meanings of the same content, just changing the frame where we put it. For example, consider that in history, for example, we used to say, we won that war, or we were the winner and the ones were the enemy. Or we used to think about a dictator as a very bad person. But what happened, for example, if we were Austrian during the First World War, for example? Was it the same point of view? Was it the same content? So changing the frame means changing probably something in content. But other elements can have an impact on this. For example, the target you are preparing, you are thinking that content for, or the goal you are trying to achieve through that content, or the relation that content creates, or it's already networked with. So we can say, well, content is our rational matrix, but it only produces one of the possible meanings. It depends. Just a simple example. What about the second-hand market product? Just some shoes. It's 40s product. It's a vintage product that you can buy. It's a very good bargain. What about if we find the same product in this context? Same content, different frame, completely different impact on you. Same thing. Look about this. Rural cultural exhibition. You can have a travel around, go to some place, have a visit to this museum. Very nice. It's about farmers working in the field, their shoes. What about if the museum was a different museum and you were in Berlin having a look at the Holocaust Museum? Okay, same picture, same content, same shoes. Completely different impact on you. So we can say no single truth can exist, but many different views on things are possible. And this is very challenging for us. And this is the base for tolerance, because if we accept different views, it means you accept different possibilities. What about emotions? Well, our senses can give meaning as well, can help a lot to complete that content we were talking before. We have teachers to learn this, our children. Our children are not afraid by the world. They use all their senses to get knowledge. Eyes, hearing, they can eat objects. We consider it as a sort of unconventional way to learn. Our school doesn't teach it at all. What about learning by eating things? But children know it is the best way to do this. And in this, all their senses are always involved. It is unconventional learning. We think in Western countries it's very strong. The mouth is not considered as learning way. But what about in sexual acts? So, well, there is a plus. Today we have an advantage. Marco and Andrea talk about this. Technology, all of us probably have something to do, work some way with technologies. What are they? Well, they are not a goal. They are a way to work. They are a language. They are a mean. So, this is just a new way to transfer that content and senses together. So to produce culture, to produce knowledge. A culture aware people can produce new knowledge and innovation. To have tolerance, and so just work together to produce economic growth. We believe, we strongly believe people are hungry for knowledge. It is the system that doesn't foster it. The government, the school, families are not pushing for that steerings. But we believe we can do this. I will show you three short examples of our work just to make it clear. So first case is a work about smart cities and green called Drawing Emotions. Well, in this project, people are invited to map their cities, their green, their smart city, not using technology or not thinking a city as technologically new and wonderful, but just thinking about how they feel the city. So just to give us data, we are using on one side the open data by public administrations, so we have official data. But on the other way, we are asking people to help us to verify that data through their experience. So the path we can create for tourist agencies, a new way to enjoy the city, doesn't go through classic path, but through sensorial approach. Case 2. Be handy. Talking about mobility and traveling, we realize there is a huge gap in Italy. It is the possibility for impaired people to enjoy the same way traveling and moving around. So we are now developing actually this service that is a sort of tailor-made travel agency for people with problems with their eyes or hearing or maybe having wheelchairs or needing special attention because they're celiacs, for example. This is not an handicap, but this is a problem when you're traveling around because you cannot eat it all. So you need some restaurants providing you gluten-free stuff. So, well, the service is just a way to offer this person not a sort of second-hand or B choice, but to have a happy choice, enjoy the traveling. And this is also for the people going with them. Many times, a person with a wheelchair doesn't travel alone because he needs help. So the person traveling with him like to enjoy a travel. He hasn't to adapt to something different. Why? We are trying to do this. So this is Vivendi. I will show you a very short video about this project, just to have an overview. It's in Italian, but it's mostly visual video, so I'm sure you will go through it quite easily. Thank you. So people are directly involved in the process every time, even if they're impaired, if they have some special needs, because they're precious, their help for us. Last case, a project about history. We talk about history, about boring stuff. Well, we believe this is not boring at all. Next year we will start a kind of commemoration. It's the centenary of the First World War. So more than 30 countries will join this kind of big events. And it's a special event because it's long in time. It will last 4 years. Large in space, involving more than 30 countries. But the amazing thing is that when you talk about this with people, itself is able to move a very deep pathos. Every people show us a cap of their great-grandfathers, or some letters, or some diaries. So what we decided to do is create a kind of cloud, a platform including the memories of people, together with the institutional memories and the official memories by companies, for example, or other stuff. And this is what we do, preparing something not only for the event, but for a longer time, for schools, for learning in a different way. So very last videos for you. Just
100 years ago, one war shocked more than 30 countries, our countries. To this day, it is still remembered as the Great War. The world we live in today has been shaped by that event. Every family bears its marks and memories. World War I, Inside the Great War, is an open platform that dynamically collects information, testimonies, documents and narrations. A new interactive way to enjoy culture and share knowledge. Across the entire front line of the war, its ambience and locations can be explored thoroughly and freely, allowing you to travel back in time and to step into the shoes of the soldiers and civilians who inhabited those places 100 years ago. Today we are able to discover everything about those involved, their place of birth, what regiment they belonged to, how they died, and where they are commemorated. World War I is an open space to gather all the content that will be produced by people over time. Stories of humility, courage, passion, and compassion. The stories that have changed the identity of the nations and of their people. World War I, Inside the Great War. A means to knowledge for everyone.
So, well, just to conclude, we think knowledge is really an emotional game. We can enjoy it, we need to be aware, but we can produce very, very interesting results and innovation. It's just, you just need to get involved with it. No fear about this. Don't be afraid about this. Do what you feel. Thank you.